Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Gotta Debate Them Movies.
I don't know what we're yelling about! It's terrible! She has beautiful eyes and her hair smells like cinnamon! Loud noises!
All right, you guys, this has Gotta Debate Them Movies. Woohoo! If you guys have a question or a debate topic that you want to send in, that you want to see other people debate, or if you want to try and debate on live yourself, please send us a link, send me an email at GottaLoveThemMovies@gmail.com. GottaLoveThemMovies@gmail.com. Put in the subject line debate question. I will have so many debates in the future coming up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I think it's about time to get this party started. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you say we jump into the rules? So here are the debate rules. And I'm reading these to our two debaters at the same time that I'm saying them to you. The debate rules. There will be 5 rounds. The debaters will be assigned which side of the argument they are defending. Each debater will have 5 minutes in total to present their argument. We'll go kind of back and forth, beat for beat. We don't want to make this a 4-hour show, you guys. So that's why we're putting a 5-minute time limit on each side of the argument. The winner for each round will be determined by who crafted the better argument, not by what we think the better film or better actor or better character is. Who has the best argument? It can be a completely garbage movie. I mean, yesterday on the show, I was complaining about how much I hate the movie X-Men Origins Wolverine. I absolutely hate that movie. It is an abomination. It is garbage. It's terrible. And if I ever have to debate that movie, I will do it with as much gusto and passion to make you believe that I love this movie and it deserves all of our credence and all the rest of it. So again, I'm sorry. Hang on a second, Linda. Nobody can hear you. Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing. If you're not on screen, nobody can hear you because that's the operating system. Sorry, Linda. As you were saying.
I actually defended Wolverine at Battle of the Superheroes at Edinburgh Fringe and made it to the finals.
Oh, epic.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you. I feel so sorry for you. Anyway, guys, so those are the debate rules. Oh, sorry. Best of 5 wins. Sorry, I missed a couple. Best of 5 wins. The winner will return next week to defend their title should they choose. And in case of a tie, we have a coin toss. Now, this is a very specific coin, very particular coin. If anyone can see it, it has a nice, beautiful side on this side and a horribly defaced, scratched side on this side. Yes, that is right. This is Two-Face's coin from Batman, any incarnation of Batman. I have a Two-Face coin, so we will be doing a coin flip just to see who is the winner in case of a tie, like I said. Okay, anyway. On this particular title card, you will see that Linda is perfectly framed. Kay is not.
I'm so
having
sorry.
Some issues early on. In fact, Linda's title card has. You know what? Skype is doing some weird things today. So anytime I bring up one of these frames, we want to hear both of them on screen at the same time, debating, having an argument. So apologies, technical difficulties. This happened literally about 30 seconds before we started the show. So there's nothing I can do about it now. It is what it is. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our first round. So here in our first round, we are debating Ghostbusters versus Spider-Man. And the topic here is Ghostbusters versus Spider-Man. Who is more effective at protecting New York? So, ladies, I will give you approximately 5 seconds to start thinking of some arguments here. Before you start speaking, I am going to choose for you. Linda, you are currently battling 2 hurricanes at the same time. You did not have a light rain this morning. So you were going to get the coin toss. Do you choose heads for Ghostbusters or tails for Spider-Man?
Heads.
It is heads. So you will be arguing for Ghostbusters. Kay, you will be arguing for Spider-Man. Now, this isn't just any Spider-Man. This is a very specific Spider-Man. This is Sam Raimi's version of Spider-Man. Of course, there were 3 films in the Sam Raimi incarnation of Spider-Man. There are also 3 films currently in the Ghostbusters canon. So if anyone needs to draw from any of these films, feel free. Linda, you got the toy toss? I'm doing this all the time. I always confuse my words. It's not a coin toss. It's a coin toss. Linda, you won the coin toss, which means Kay, you get to go first. Are you ready? You are arguing for
I am.
Spider-Man, and you may begin.
Okay, so one of the most important things for us all to consider when we're thinking about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films is not only were they iconic for a generation, but one of the writing credits on it is Stan Lee. Yes, that Stan Lee of Marvel Comics. He is an icon, he is incredible, and without him, Marvel wouldn't be what it is today. So my biggest argument right out the gate is that Stan Lee's name is attached to these films. Not only that, I'm 30 this year, so this is one of the first Marvel films I saw in a cinema, and I don't know about everybody else, but it blew my mind. Just the special effects, which I now don't find as good. But as a kid, the special effects were great and very entertaining and very intriguing. Not only that, let's talk about Tobey Maguire's character of Spider-Man. So he showed us all the fun things about Spider-Man that we love, that he was a nerd, that he was trying his best, and that he genuinely loved his family. So those are my biggest things. The first one being, of course, Stan Lee. Now let's talk about that Spider-Man costume, because that was the Halloween costume that year. Oh my gosh, we all wanted to be Spider-Man. I specifically remember they had a web slinger toy that everybody wanted, but it was really just silly string more than anything. And, it still made you feel like a superhero at the end of the day. Silly
Awesome.
string
Kay,
Spider-Man.
thank you so much for your opening argument. Linda, would you care to have an opening argument of your own and tell us why the Ghostbusters are the premier defenders of New York?
Yeah, sure thing. So, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man had the opportunity to be like this underdog, like superhero coming out of the closet, but I feel like the Ghostbusters gave more opportunity to like the nerds that we would find in high school, in like the AV club, the science club, and they were able to like pull on the paranormal activities that they would encounter, and that kind of pushed them off to the side. Plus, they had Bill Murray.
Perfect. Bill Murray. Kay, do you have a counterpoint to any of Linda's points?
I sure do. Well, these are absolutely correct, and you're totally right. However, a giant marshmallow monster attacking the city, I mean, that's scary, but know what's scary? The Green Goblin.
All right, Linda, Green Goblin. Care to retort?
There is no Green Goblin, only Zool.
Interesting. There is no Green Goblin. There is only Zool. Can we pit some of these particular villains? Obviously, you guys have hinted on them a little bit. We have Zool. We have the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man in the Ghostbusters canon. We also have the Green Goblin. Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery is quite large. How do their villains fare in tearing up the city? Linda, I'm going to throw it to you first. How do the villains fare in their carnage?
I feel like the villains in the Ghostbusters are more teasing. They're more like poltergeists almost. Not really destructive. I would give that to the Spider-Man villains, but psychologically, I would feel like they would cause more damage.
Why?
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, that gave me nightmares for like 4 years. Seriously. And then in Ghostbusters 2, the brothers who were electrocuted, like, don't even get me started. Like,
interesting. Kay, rebuttal.
in the courtroom scene.
What is it about the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery that is superior when it comes to tearing up New York City?
Well, Zool obviously has the powers of a god, but be like, think about it real hard. What is scarier? Someone who knows they're a god and what their powers are, or someone who thinks they are and has no idea what they're capable of?
Oh,
That's the Green Goblin.
oh, frack.
I'm sorry, Linda. Were you quoting Battlestar Galactica right there?
I was.
Good to know. Good to know.
Sorry.
All right. So let's roll into final arguments. Kay, if you can sum your entire argument up, if there's anything that you left out, what is it about Spider-Man that makes him a better defender of New York than the Ghostbusters?
Well, he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and that's not limited to one neighborhood. He takes care of all of New York. The Ghostbusters only go when they're called, and they charge for their services.
Ooh, Linda, they charge for their services, and Spider-Man is not limited to any one particular neighborhood. Final rebuttal. Anything you left out?
I feel like the movies did a bit of a disservice to that. We only got to see the Ghostbusters in Manhattan. We don't know if they were able to go to the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn. So that might have just been like some misleading stuff. And also, yes, they did charge, but at least they're being honest up front.
Excellent.
It would.
All right. So that is going to be. We're just going to call the end of this particular argument. I now, as the judge, this is a difficult task because I have to weigh the balance of the argument. Personally, before this argument started, when I crafted this question last night, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I actually think the Ghostbusters are a better defender of New York. And of course, I have my own reasonings for that. But based on the arguments, I think this particular round is going to go to Kay. I think Kay, you had a stronger argument. I think you made some deeper points. As Linda, I think from you, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more reasoning why. Like there was one point where you were talking about the two brothers who were ghosts, who were electrocuted, and how that scared you as a kid. I think I would have liked to have seen some of those arguments become a little bit more realized and how that affects the world that the Ghostbusters live in. And that kind of thing. I think Kay hammered down on some of those points a little bit better. So for round one, the point goes to Kay Hartman. Excellent. Yay!